What's up, everybody? Welcome to another exciting episode of The Spot. My name is STL Yamumo, and as always, I get to bring you some interesting guests. And today, you're gonna love this guest for today. Trust me. Really now?
Kai, why are you forcing people to love me?
Kwani, you don't want people to love you?
What for what? Why?
Imagine that's how we kick off today's episode. Just like that. Thank you so much for honoring my invite. And karibu sana Ian Mbugua.
Asante sana. Thanks for inviting me.
How happy are you today?
What makes you think I'm happy?
Are you happy?
What is happy?
What does happiness mean to you?
That's a very deep question.
Exactly. We kick off on a deep thought kind of question.
It's too early in the day for deep questions.
So are you happy today? I like that you're thinking about it.
I'm okay.
Yeah.
I'm okay.
Wow. You're a man of many skills and talents. Just introduce yourself kindly. I know people know you, but how would you rather?
They think they know me.
Thank you.
They think they know me.
Yeah.
Ian Mbugua. I am a teacher. I'm an actor. I'm a singer. I'm a director. I'm a mentor. I'm just someone who has a soft spot for the youth, especially artistically. And I always like to encourage people to make use of their talents. That's me.
Wow. I think we share the same thing. I'm passionate about the youth, and I think there's a lot of talented young people out there, and maybe we don't get to use our talents as much as we ought to. Yeah.
True.
Talk to us about what are some of the memories you have growing up that have shaped you to the person you are today.
Memories growing. I have a very poor memory, number one. Very, very poor memory. But I remember fun family times, having supportive parents and family. And that's how I ended up being in the arts at a time when people thought the arts, no.
That's a very brief,
Very brief.
Were you a cheeky child?
Very.
You were?
Yes, and I haven't changed much.
Really?
For what?
What's the cheekiest thing you've ever done that, got you into trouble?
I'm the sort of person who'd be making the rest of the class laugh. But when the teacher comes in, I'm the only one doing my work, not laughing.
Wait, that reminds me of certain people in school whereby they ensure that they waste your prep with stories and laughter and everything. But when the teacher comes, washamaliza assignment and everything, you are that person?
That's me. Guilty.
Did you get to act while in school?
Yes. I've always been interested in the performing arts right from primary school. The acting, the singing, drama and music festivals, poetry, verse speaking, debate, anything to do with the performing arts. I've always been involved.
Do you remember that the first maybe major thing that pointed you in the right direction and you're like, this is it, this is what I'm meant to be doing?
Not the first, not the first.
Okay.
Just being able to crack a joke and have people laugh. And seeing, I can get an audience, just that, and just keep working on it.
So you always knew you were supposed to be in the performing arts, but either way, you went on and studied education, you did philosophy, sales and marketing, psychology, theology. Why?
All those, you use them in life.
Okay.
Everybody can use psychology and theology and marketing yourself. So all of that's part of life. You make use of those things, and I do use them.
For instance?
I'm here marketing myself on this show. I'm here trying to figure out what you want. That's psychology.
Yeah.
Yes.
Education, you teach.
Education is important.
Yeah.
Education is important. I'm a teacher. I teach performing arts at Brookhouse. Yes.
And one of the things, when people hear you're a teacher and you teach performing arts, they're like, how come you portray this very serious persona? Is that always you, or is that a different personality?
No, it's up to them to decide what they want. It's not up to me to explain myself. If that's how they want to see me, hey, that's fine.
You're never bothered by what people
Absolutely
think
not.
about you.
Never. I never bother about what people think about me. It's what I think about myself that's important. If you care about what people think about you, you can't please everyone. You can't please everyone. And you're always trying to think, gosh, if I do this, why? Just go ahead and do it. Just go ahead and do it. I'm never bothered about what people think.
Wow.
I mean, kids, my kids don't know me as somebody who's strict as others think I am. Yes.
And I don't think you are.
That's relative.
Well, I would say that the few instances we've had to interact with you. So I am this kind of person who reads people's energy levels through their voice, how we communicate. And when I spoke to you the couple of times we've spoken on phone, it was good vibes, good energy. But we're here to prove that if you're good vibes or otherwise whatever.
There is nothing to prove. We're just here to chat. Yes.
Just have a good conversation. And remember, this is The Spot. I am with Ian Mbugua. And you can leave a comment below. Get to interact with us. Anything you want to ask, we could have him next time. But yeah, drop a comment below. Drop a comment below and let's connect. Now, Ian, I saw a TV commercial where you featured on, and I was like, wow,
Which one?
How many have you done?
A number.
A number. What's the most memorable one?
Oh, wow.
I know you're not good with remembering things, but you must remember the one that you know.
You must be talking about the copycat one.
Yes, there's that one.
Which always comes after every 2 or 3 years. It always pops up somewhere.
Yeah.
Yes.
We'll actually put it on the video. We'll show a bit of it right here so that we can refresh people's memory.
From Amstrad personal computers
to Pitney Bowes fax machines,
from Nactua copiers
and typewriters
to dictaphones and franking machines,
cash registers,
office furniture,
shredders and safes.
Copycat has everything for the dynamic office.
Copycat has everything for the dynamic office.
I said that.
I said that.
Copycat.
Copycat.
Plus our growing service team.
A new dimension in countrywide service. For Copycat.
For everything.
In your office.
But can you remember the number of commercials you've done, TV commercials?
No, I can't.
Do you remember how you got into that space?
Yes, Shivona and I were actors at Phoenix Theatres when it was, Phoenix Players when it was there. And that was in the 80s.
Okay.
And Copycat were our clients. They used to sponsor productions. And there was also an advertising agency that used to bring its staff to watch productions. So when they thought of doing an advert, the advertising agency came and said, they wrote it out and asked us whether we could do it, Shivona and myself, and said yes. And that was in the 80s.
Was it well paying?
No. No. Are ads really well paying here?
I don't know. I've never done one.
No.
They're not?
No. What is well paying, number one? where you'll never have to work again?
Not exactly,
Can
but feeling...
pay a few bills?
Yes.
Yes. Pay a few bills, yes.
Did you feel like, wow, I did this and I want to be in this space longer?
Well, I was already doing that.
Okay.
I was an actor, and all I was doing there was acting for the small screen, for an advert. Yes, so it was just within my stride, took it within my stride.
I love the way it wasn't a big deal. You were just, doing life and that happened and
Absolutely.
continue.
Life goes on.
Life goes on. When you look back at what you guys did then and what is happening now, how different is it?
Well, these days there's a lot of the adverts. I can't even tell you an advert that is really remarkable now, and they splash out a lot of money because they do it in different locations and different shots, and many of them are even doctored. But everything we did then was just done on stage at Phoenix.
So the memorability aspect is missing right now.
Yes.
Okay. Yet we have the best technology.
Absolutely.
And that is still missing. Wow.
And then there's so many ads now. So one comes, and very soon another one will be there. I can't really. I'd really have to think and say which ad now going on that's on is remarkable.
For you, you can't recall any?
Not really.
Oh my goodness. Okay. At the time when you were, there was a time when you are the managing director at Phoenix before it went down. Yes. Phoenix was an awesome space. Why was that?
Like every theater. Theaters, if you look at theaters, they don't run on box office takings. That the money coming in box office is not enough to run a theater.
Okay.
Because there's salaries to pay. There is rent to pay. And in the West, what they do is it is funded sometimes by governments and sometimes by individuals and firms, and they get tax rebate. So you give me 1 million, you pump in 1 million into the arts, and that 1 million you will not pay tax on.
Okay.
That's a tax rebate. And that is how sponsorship, that is how theaters are kept alive. But here we don't have that. And then we had audiences, because at first it was very white. It was expatriates.
Okay.
And as they went back, so the audience numbers went down.
Yeah.
And once that happens, the place would close. It came from the ashes of the Donovan Mall Theatre, which was just across the road. And it had the same problem. It started off very well, but with dwindling audiences, it had to close. So a few of the actors moved from there and went across to the professional center and set up Phoenix Players. And then funny thing is that almost every year, it was always our last year. After this, we're done. We're
And
not going to
then
make
you
it.
have another year.
And another year comes up. But it got to a point where the then managing director decided, no, I've had enough. I'm moving on. Let's close this place down. But a few of us thought, why should we close it down? Let's try keep it running. So he said, fine. And he went off to the coast. And we kept it going for as long as we could.
And when did you guys finally say, okay, we are done with this space?
I had left by then. I had left by then, and they tried to keep it going, but it was impossible. It was impossible.
What are some of the successes you would say the team was able to achieve through?
Number one, just to keep it going. And then start putting on more African and Kenyan authored plays. That was really worth it.
Okay.
And many people who are now actors or in the entertainment business, many of them pass through Phoenix Flares.
So the closest theater we have to Phoenix is KNT, KCC.
No. KNT is not a theater. KNT is a space for hire.
Okay.
Which is wrong. A national theater should not be a space for hire. A national theater should have its own company and it's putting on plays throughout the year.
Because
that is the epitome of theater, being able to put on a production at the National Theater. But here, it's just a space for hire.
Going to the highest bidder.
No. If you can pay for it and you book it, it doesn't matter what you put on. As long as you pay for the space, you can put on absolutely anything, which is wrong.
And what does that do to the film, to the plays of the country?
It doesn't do much. It just gives them a space. It just gives them a space for them to put on, but there's no real development.
Is there something that can be done?
Yes. Number one, training is very important. We've got the raw talent, but it needs to be honed. Actors need to be trained. Directors need to be trained. Scriptwriters need to be trained. And once we have that done, then we can see our productions doing better. Look at the television. Look at the television, which is really, really improving. And it's gone in leaps and bounds. We are on the streaming services.
Yeah.
Many Kenyan movies and series are now on the streaming service.
Yeah.
Why? Because of the seriousness that has been put into it. Good script writing, good directors, good acting, and training.
But then who needs to do the training? Because is it the government? Is it...
Forget government. Pura kabisa. Forget government. Forget.
So who needs to do the training? Who needs to offer the training? Because for sure we have the talented individuals, but they lack the training.
Yes.
Yeah.
Ideally, it should be the government, but the government has done very little. Very little. It is up to us, the artists, to come together and decide that we need to do this. And then it's up to Kenyans to support the arts. Companies pump in money into the arts and make investments. Don't think about what am I going to get out of it now. In the end, it will be an investment. So there's sponsorship. Yes.
You've talked about artists coming together, and I think that is one of... so you've touched on two, actually, artists coming together and Kenyans supporting, our own. I believe if we continually, maybe preach the gospel of us supporting our own, finally we can get there. But when it comes to artists coming together, we see everyone trying to get as high as they can be forgetting everybody else.
Oh, yes. It all depends on what they want to get to come together and do. Because most of them are selfish. They are thinking about themselves. It's just like the politicians. They want to... Yes, it is.
Yeah.
It's exactly like politicians.
It is.
They're not there to help the 190. Of course not. They're there to help themselves and their clique. So now if we get together and you elect me as the chairman of the Kenya artists, whatever, that way I know I have power and I will be dictating who gets what role.
Yeah.
And it's my buddies who will get the roles. So we're not... I don't see us ever really being united and working properly. But we need to... We shouldn't give up. We shouldn't give up. Just baby steps. Baby steps.
But someone will say... maybe it's not practical for maybe artists to get together and do something. Maybe it's for each and every artist to do something in their own small way.
That's yes. But getting together, if you get together and you put on something worthwhile and it goes on streaming services, people will see, it is possible. It is possible to have an Oscar-winning show alongside a Kenyan show on the same streaming service. So they will see that it is possible and it is something worth doing.
So it's about, it's still possible. It's just that we might have to wait a little longer for it to materialize.
And the good thing is that the streaming services are now seeing that we are producing good work, and they are getting directors and training them, and scriptwriters and training them, because they know if we have good productions, they will take them and put them on their streaming services, and they'll get more and more people to watch. More people watching, more subscriptions, more money for them.
Is it working?
It is working. It is working.
Have you seen some not so good stuff that is Kenyan?
Of course. Of course. There's a
I love
lot
the look on your face.
Of course there is.
And what did you think of it?
Look at Wanuri. Look at Wanuri.
Yeah.
She's out there making movies.
Yeah.
And she's from here.
Yeah.
Yes. But here we stifled her. We put her down and told her, no, you can't do this. But she's out there doing this. So people will now, it'll open up people's eyes and see, she's doing really well out there. Why can we not have that done here?
And I think maybe the largest or the most successful export we have, we will say it's Lupita. When she finally won an Oscar, everyone was like, we want a piece of her. But when she was here, we were very ish about supporting her. When she did Sugar, when she did countless plays at KNT.
Not KNT, Phoenix. She started at Phoenix.
At Phoenix, sorry.
She started at Phoenix.
We were, you know,
but it's always like that.
Yeah.
It's always like that. We wait for people to go out there and make it, then we start claiming them, instead of looking at what we have here, which is exactly what we need to be doing. You tell somebody I've got a play on somewhere, the first thing they want is free tickets.
Yeah.
Like actors live on love and fresh air.
Yeah.
Come on. You need to pay.
Yeah.
But luckily, there are people who are willing to pay for quality, for good quality. You've got productions that have been put up and have been sold out, even in the music scene. Tickets now are going for something like 3,500.
And people are willing to buy.
And people are buying them, and the place is sold out because of the quality. Because of the quality.
Yeah.
So you give Kenyans quality, they are willing to pay for it. But it's a lot of work. It is hard work. And many artists are not ready for the hard work.
Are you saying that we still don't have serious artists?
Yes.
And why is that?
Because people are lazy. You do one song, it hits, it's on all the radio stations, and you think you've made it. And you stop working. You stop working to get yourself better, and you think you have made it. You do one production, it's put up somewhere, it gets rave reviews, and the next thing is you want to direct, and you have absolutely no experience, and you're not ready to put in the hard work. There is a lot of hard work that is needed, and discipline.
Talk about discipline, because I think that is a missing link in a lot of artists, not just musicians, but across board, yeah.
Discipline is very important. If you do not have discipline, you're not going to make it. And discipline means timekeeping, going for all rehearsals, being early for rehearsals, learning your lines, not wasting people's time when you are on stage, when you're supposed to have learned your lines, just fumbling through. Not going for rehearsals if you have a concert.
Yeah.
There's so much. But we've got very lazy artists who are not ready to do that. Look at many of the concerts, if you talk about music. How many have live music? Very few.
Yeah.
Very few. Because they just prefer to put on, I come here, I give the DJ, And then
The playback, yeah.
Yes, and then not even the playback, the actual thing, and I pretend to sing. That's insulting your audience.
Yeah.
That's
Taking them for
insulting.
granted.
Yes.
Yeah. Do you have a favorite artist that
I don't have a favorite anything.
Okay. Do you have an artist who actually is putting in the work?
Look at Sauti Sol. Look at Sauti Sol. Look at Nyashinsky. Look at like this. All these artists who, like June Gashui is putting together The Hang. All those artists, the musicians, those are serious people. You will never see them doing playback. You'll never see them playing to tapes. It's either live or half live. They put in a lot of work and they rehearse every single day. Those are the artists we need, not the ones who will come and give DJ track number 3. And then the mic is off and they are pretending that they're singing. No.
Still on the music scene and the entertainment scene, film, theater, all that. Let's talk about something that people don't talk about it as much, but we all know it's happening, but we just keep it on the low. Sexual harassment. Have you ever seen it happen? Does it exist?
Yes, it does. It happens very, very many times, whether in offices or whether it is artists, whether it is actors who are trying to get a part and they have to sleep with the director. It's there. And people just do not talk about it. And unfortunately, this thing of it's her fault. Look at the way she was dressed.
Yeah.
Why was she there? It's there.
It's killing a lot of our talents as it happens, especially, I will say, maybe for the females. Is there anything that can be done in that regard?
There's a lot that could be done. Men need to stand up and say that this is wrong. But do the men do that? No. Sometimes they even encourage it. They just think, she was asking for it. And that's wrong. Even if she was drunk, even if she was dressed how, the fact that she did not want, that's it.
And the fact that she was not in a position to consent.
That's it.
And I think it will be nice to see, like you said, more men stand up and say, this is wrong. And also for the women to speak out. Because again, also, I don't think we speak out as much as we should.
They won't be believed. That's the problem. They prefer to... Many a times they will not be believed. How many times have you heard she goes to the police station and then she gets a man to sort this out? Why should she be talking to a policeman? There should be a policewoman who is trained in this, who will help her out. But the man will, and it's all the questions she'll be asked. There's always the doubt. You are asking for it. Yes. What's the truth? Come on, tell us. He didn't pay you enough, or what? Or it's wrong. It's wrong.
It's wrong. We're about to wrap up part 1, but before we do, I'm sure when people meet you, they always do those, hushed Jajian thing. Do they do that? Do you
Unfortunately,
whispers?
yes, they do. Many times.
Very many times. That means it's going to be a long time before people forget you are a Judge Ian.
That's up to them. I always correct them. I am not Judge Ian. My name is Ian Mbugua.
Yeah. But TPF was such a huge thing that happened, not just to you, but to Kenya. It was huge. It was huge. Yes. 6 seasons, and the only constant person was Judge Ian. Ian Mbugua.
Was Ian Mbugua.
Yes. How did that transform your life?
It's just a role I played, just like many other hundreds of roles that I've played. That's it.
Do you think people misunderstood the person you are and the
They
person
still
on
do.
reality
They
TV?
still do. They still do. But do I care? No.
You don't care.
I don't care. If they're happy believing that, then okay, namna hiyo.
Because I put out a post and said, Judge Ian is coming to the post.
Why did you put that?
I put out a post and said, not Judge Ian, but Ian Mbugua is coming to the
You
show.
probably did put Judge Ian. You probably did.
I can show you the post. But I said, and everyone was like, asking about your role as the judge. And people are very confused. But I kind of think of... back in 2006, up until the time TPF ended, social media wasn't as huge as it is right now.
It wasn't. True.
Do you think it would have been more... my question is just lost in my...
If it was now, it would have really blown up, yes. It would have blown up, yes.
But are there notable things that you'll say, my life changed in this way because I was a judge in this particular show?
Well, it was shown in the whole of East Africa. So whenever I traveled to them, the people at the airport would recognize me, and they still do.
Is that a good thing?
Yes, it is. And no, it isn't.
How not?
I'm a private person. I like my me time. So I don't like being bothered by people about Judge Ian, because I'm not Judge Ian. Yes. That's all in the past. All in the past.
All right. So that's where we wrap up part 1. It's that time to kiss and say goodbye. For part 1, we're back with more. We'll be talking about his newest project, what he's currently doing, and also talk about self-care, because one thing that COVID taught us is that we need to take care of ourselves more. So subscribe and get to watch previous episodes, and also get to share with friends, family, and anyone you bump into. Yes. You also sing.
I do.
And your favorite song is?
I don't have a favorite anything.
Oh, goodness. Why do I keep forgetting that? But I love
I listen and I sing a whole range of music. I don't have one genre that I like. Gospel, jazz, reggae.
Gengetone.
I didn't say that.
There's this gengetone. I'm going to play you when we're on break.
Okay.
Uniambie if you love it.
Okay.
Yes, so we'll be back with Ian Mbugua on part 2 right here on the spot. I am STL Yamumo.